That's kind of weird with the music just stopped. Welcome, fellow adventurers, nerds, and neurodivergents. Sit back, stay hydrated, and prepare yourselves for tonight's adventure. After surviving combat and almost being frozen, the Misfits steadied themselves and prepared for what may be coming next. They healed a bit and explored. During this process, they learned that Devlin was taken and that Midnight was not himself. Penn began to raise an undead army for himself, unsure of what happened to the big ooze humanoid. Soon after, they all got attacked, and Dionysus got charmed. Another tense battle commenced, and the Misfits barely made it out alive. They explored some more and found an odd staff and a safe resting place. The next morning, they began their journey with some troubles to meet up with their ship. And that is where we're picking up. You guys made it through the first portion of your journey, getting slipped up by some quick mud marshy area, and eventually found a safe place to camp. And it is the next morning. What are you all doing?
How is everybody on food? Do we need to hunt? Should we begin the hunt?
I don't know. I'm always up for a hunt.
Yeah, someone mentioned food.
How are you doing on food? Should we go hunting?
Oh yeah, you two huntresses do your thing. I can definitely eat.
It's marshy. We
I'm not
should
waking up. I'm not waking up to be functional at the moment.
All right.
I'll keep an eye on the camp.
Diana,
Oh, try to.
ignore that.
Okay. Malachi, what are you doing?
Where did we camp?
On like a dry area of marsh.
Is there any sort of cover overhead or?
I mean, you have like swamp trees.
Malachi would just be leaned up against a swamp tree sulking.
It's also dark out because you guys decided to head out at night. So now your whole sleep schedule's off.
Yep, again, leaning up against a swamp tree sulking.
Okay. If Dianus and Ace are the only two that are going hunting, both of you can make a perception check, or one of you can make it at advantage.
You want me to take the advantage?
Yes, you got the higher pointage.
I apologize in advance for all of the banging that will occur throughout this because I'm building a changing table.
Nice.
I didn't expect to be as clumsy as I am, and that's a stupid thing to not expect because I know myself.
26. You find various small game and small birds, and even some fishing
Frogs.
areas.
Ooh, fishing.
You guys may make your choice on what you go after.
I don't know. What do you think, Ace?
You're usually good with the birds, and I'm okay with the fish.
Okay. Well, you fish there and see what you can dig up and push towards me out of the weeds there.
All right.
Go ahead and... what are you using to fish?
Let's see. I have my net and I have pole. We'll go net.
Okay. Make a nature check.
21.
Make a dexterity check.
12.
Okay. You catch a handful of smaller-ish fish. Like 4 or 5 small river bass-sized fish.
Can I also look for tubers?
Sure. I'll just say you find some tubers. A handful of tubers.
Motherfucker, we can make soup.
Dianis, are you hunting birds?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You also make a nature check.
I'm gonna roll this week because last week was ridiculous with digital. That's 13 plus. 15.
15?
Yep.
You got your eye on a small flock of birds, not knowing how many you'll be able to actually hit. How are you going to hunt them? They're about
With the bow.
50 yards off. Meters? 50. We'll go with 50 meters. It sounds better.
Okay. Yeah, definitely have to use the bow then.
Still within range.
Alright, I'll take a shot at him.
Go ahead and... How many are you trying to hit before they fly away?
At least 2 of them, so at least
Okay.
we can have like a decent sized meal.
So roll... roll 1 dexterity check.
1 dex. Plus 6. 17 plus 6.
Yeah.
23.
Roll 3 attacks with your bow. Roll 3 attack rolls, not damage.
That's a natural 20, a 19, and a 12.
Oh.
And that's plus 16 now.
Oh. You took the meaning 2 birds, 1 stone literally.
Nice.
Your first shot catches 2 birds. Your second shot catches a bird. Your third shot unfortunately misses as the flock scatters. Not necessarily that your aim was off, but they moved as your arrow flew through the air.
Okay, so I have 2 altogether or 3?
3.
Ooh, that makes for a good meal tonight.
And they're
I'm gonna look
partially
over
cooked
Ace
because
with
your magical arrows are fire.
Right. I'm just gonna like pull up these like 3 half goose, like cooked gooses, and just like look at Ace and be like, I got food.
And you cook. My God, why aren't you married yet?
No, sometimes I overcook them. Sometimes they're too close. You know how it goes.
Your overcooking is perfect for me. We can make soup. I hold up my fish and tubers.
We could make some goose soup. We could put some meat in it so we all have some protein now.
Huzzah. Let us go show the men. Maybe it'll cheer Malachi up. As long as none of our meats are horse meats.
Yeah, that's true. I still feel like it is. I feel so bad for that.
You have your own things to feel sad about, but at least I feel like we have a better chance of resolving yours.
Yeah, I want to know where Devlin went. That's kind of scary. Lost my sister once. I don't want to lose her again.
At least we know she's probably safe. I doubt they're gonna do anything to her while we're still out here.
No, it's just one of those things to bait us in.
Sadly, it works. We just have to be sneaky about it.
As long as we have a good plan, we should be able to make out well. We always have.
Well, at least for now, the plan is to eat. Let us go.
Food.
Malachi and Penn, you guys see the girls approaching with various fish and tubers and flying beasts, caught and ready for final preparation.
Oh, wow, you guys are back already. Wow, that was fast and so efficient. And you cooked it up ready? How do you cook it and hunt at the same time? How did you?
Magic, honey, magic.
I know about magic, but I just is it fully done or is it like partial?
It's
Like
blanched.
blanched?
It's blanched. It's partially cooked.
So it's ready to eat.
I wouldn't eat it quite yet.
Alright, always.
Look at the put it in the soup.
Make a soup. Malachi, we're making soup. Malachi.
Malachi kind of opens up one eye, looks at Penn, nods in his direction, and then closes his eyes back.
Are you worried about midnight?
Malachi gives a grumbled, like kind of like he kind of grunts, but doesn't look at Penn, and then just goes back to doing nothing.
Don't worry, we'll get him. We'll get him back. But first things first. Whenever you're ready, I don't want to rush it. But we need to see what happens if you try to summon him again. But let's worry about eating first.
You need your strength.
There wood for the fire.
So
If not, I'm gonna go about 50 yards away and bundle up some sticks.
Make a perception check. There's lots of sticks.
Yeah, I can't see shit, so I'm just gonna bundle up whatever I can.
Half of them are dry, the other half are wet. But you find a decent amount.
I'm gonna bring them back over to the group, use my tinderbox, and I'm going to try and start a fire.
Roll a D100 for me.
While I see what he's doing, I'm gonna go see if I can gather some rocks.
Okay. Your first attempt at lighting the fire fails, Malachi. Some of the stuff is too wet.
I toss the sticks up in the air and I kind of start walking back to this tree that I was leaning up against, and I just kind of sit down.
You know, Malachi, when I enlisted you into being into a play, I had no idea you were so dramatic.
Malachi gives her a deadpan look but doesn't respond.
Nothing will get resolved by sulking.
Nothing will get resolved by sitting here, damn it.
We are not. We are
Well, we
revitalizing.
need to come up. Go ahead. Sorry, I thought you were done.
It's okay.
We need to revitalize what?
Ourselves.
Oh,
Full rest.
yeah. We need to
Don't eat.
come up with solutions instead of sitting here doing nothing. But I found some rocks, so hopefully, if I stack them around the fire we have here, it'll help with drying of wood and your cooking of your soup.
They're excellent rocks. Thank you.
I just kind of start stacking them around the fire.
Okay. There's still no fire.
Well, like where he tried to create a fire.
Okay.
And then I will take go through the dry wood, and I will produce a flame and light the fire with the flame. And so,
You do so successfully. There is now a small fire.
and I'll go gather the wet wood that Malachi threw and any other wood I can find to stack near the fire to start drying out for more fuel.
Okay. As you do so, the wet brush starts drying out, and you successfully build up a decent enough fire for cooking your rather bountiful breakfast on this marshy morning.
Is that good enough, girls? Do you need more? Do you need more wood? Do you need a bigger fire?
Oh, that looks good. Start throwing everything into a pot, and well, I gotta ask Ace for a pot first. I know she always has a pot.
Well, I don't have a pot, but I have a pan and utensils. And pull out my mess kit and offer it to them to use.
Okay.
That looks. Why don't you see if Malachi is ready to try to cheer himself up?
I don't know how to.
I mean, resummoning seems like the first step to at least try.
Yeah. He's not gonna listen to me much. I kind of was the one that did the whole deed of how he ended up being this way.
Now. Let's not tit for tat. He's killed us all before, too.
It wasn't completely your fault. Just like he almost took you out, but he wasn't in control, just like when you attacked Midnight. So if anything, you guys are even. But he's more upset with Cryovane right now than you because he sees Midnight's not himself without a soul. So we have to find out where his soul is, I guess to say.
Humans are very sensitive, and this one is particularly single-minded. He'd let himself starve to death trying to find a horse, not realizing how much more time he would have if he would just eat.
Yeah, but it's not just the horse. I'm sure he would do the same thing for any one of us.
Well,
Just
anyone.
unfortunately, Midnight and Devlin. I didn't even think if he's worried about Devlin and just focused on Midnight. Maybe both of them is what's really got him going.
It's going to be slow moving for him without his horse. So
I mean, maybe it would be good for me to go talk to him.
give it a try. I mean, I'm sure he at least would like to know you forgive him.
Yeah, and we're both missing somebody that we really love.
Good
We'll
luck.
walk over to Malachi. Thank you. I'm gonna poke at Malachi. Hey, you.
Malachi peeks an eye up but doesn't respond.
I sit down next to him. They're leaned up against a tree. I think you're leaned up against a tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
You lean up against a tree next to you and just look at you and be like, I'm missing somebody really important too. And I forgive you for all the times that you killed me. Or tried to. Did kill my Draco. I'm sorry about...
Malachi kind of grunts. It wasn't myself.
Sorry about... Me neither. Me neither. But when all that happened with Draco, all I did was summon him back and he was okay. Maybe you should try summons in Midnight.
I shake my head no and respond. Based on what Pendragon said, Midnight's soul is elsewhere. Summoning him is useless.
Not even trying though. I mean, you can always try. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But
based on the way the spell works, if his soul is not there, I'm just going to be summoning another empty vessel, and I've had enough of that. I can certainly summon a different steed, but it's disrespectful, so...
I get that.
Is this food ready?
Just about. Come eat. And we'll get our day started.
I'll be there in a moment.
Alright, I'm gonna pat Malachi on the side of the shoulder and tell him, No, we got you. We'll get this figured out.
He goes back and puts his head back down.
I'm gonna walk back down to the campfire. Let everybody know that I tried.
It's
That's all we can do.
He'll probably perk up moving.
Hopefully. I don't know. Because if Midnight's body disappears when he is, let's say, killed, he's not really killed because he can toss back. But wherever his body goes, I want to know if his soul goes there too. And I don't think Cryovane stole his soul. I think he just separated it. And if he separated, then he might have traveled back with the body. That's
Yes,
the only reason that I would want to try again, but he doesn't think it's going to work.
Eos is from the celestial realm, so maybe when we get back to the city, he'll be able to help us know what happens to souls that get separated.
Oh, your little unicorn friend.
My big unicorn friend.
Well,
He was little at one time.
We were all little at one time.
we'll have to baby steps. How's the soup coming?
I think it's done.
You want me to test it?
Sure.
I'll be
Although
your taste
I
tester.
don't know how good of a cook I am without a kitchen.
Hey, your backpack sandwiches were delicious. Everybody else didn't like them, but I thought they were great. No, not the sandwiches, the fruit. Was it a burrito or something?
Bacon pancakes.
Chicken pancakes.
Oh.
Ace looks proud.
Oh, how many mysterious things have I ate out of your pasta?
Quite a few. Plus, we've made butter brownies and
Well, I don't remember ever getting sick, so you're a good cook. So let's shall I?
have at it.
I'm guessing with the mess kit, there's like utensils like a spoon and a fork and stuff like that, so you can like mix stuff. So I'm just gonna take the spoon into the broth and just take a sip.
It's hot. I don't know if that matters to dragons that breathe fire, but it's hot.
I don't breathe fire, so we'll find out.
It's a little hot, but it is cooked. Probably as good as you can get it to be cooked.
Oh, that is delicious. What is in this again? I know the birds, so I don't know. What did you get? What did you put in?
Fish and potatoes. Well, tuber potatoes. The closest things to potatoes you'll find in a field.
Tuber potatoes? Interesting. So that's what that different taste is. It's not like a bad different, but it's just I've never had this sensation in the mouth.
I think when they're from the marsh rather than a farmer's field, they're a bit slimier.
Hey Malachi, the soup's done.
Alakai's gonna perk an ear up and stand up and walk over.
Okay.
Soup.
Is there
I'm guessing
anything you
you
guys
have
want to
balls
talk
or
about
whatever.
over while you are enjoying this delicious breakfast? I don't know, is it still surf and turf soup?
Are there bowls?
Sure, there's
Are we-
small
Yes,
bowls
there
in the
is that
mess kit.
disturbing.
Okay, I'm gonna grab one of the small bowls. I'm gonna grab a scoop. I'm gonna scoop it in and grab a bowls full of soup, and then I'm gonna take it back over to the tree that I was leaning against. As I eat it, I'm gonna go through my backpack.
Okay. What are you looking for in your backpack?
I wanted to take a stock of items and whatnot, because I don't think that I've done that yet. So I'd like to take a moment to kind of go look over. Like I also remember that Anna the Destroyer felt kind of funny based on when I guess I tried to break Midnight out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to kind of inspect that a little bit more, and then I'd like to go through my backpack. I'd like to take a look at one of these egg bombs.
Okay. Roll an investigation check on the egg bomb.
Okay. Fucking 12.
I mean, it's a rather simple design. There's a, well, you can see a small little hole that was used. It's a, well, it's a small hole, but it looks large on the egg because it's such a small object. That you assume was used to pour the stuff into. And then it was sealed over with some type of glue, waxy type material.
I smell it. Does it smell like anything?
No. Just whatever the rest of the stuff in your bag smells like.
Is it squishy or is it
No, it's
hard?
solid. It's hard.
It's solid. I'm gonna toss it 15 feet away from me
Okay, make a
and
dexterity
away
check.
from the group. Dexterity check? Okay. 14.
Small puff of smoke in the area. I mean, a small, like 2 feet of smoke. Very localized to the center of where the egg hit.
What the hell is the point of these things? If I walk over there, is there any trace of the actual egg left, or has it all
Nope,
just
it
kind of?
shattered like an eggshell does.
I'm gonna take one more out, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna throw it hard at the ground 10 feet away from me.
Okay, make another dexterity check.
Fucking 14. What the hell?
You do so, and the same result. And now you're down
Okay.
2 egg bombs.
Yeah. Still have no idea what the hell these things do other than make a tiny puff of smoke. All right, I'm gonna take one more out.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Try throwing it at something that's alive, like a bird or a lizard.
can I hear her say this or what?
How far are you away from the group?
I said about maybe 10 yards.
Yeah, you can hear her. Nah. She'd have to be shouting.
I
I
don't know
was
if she's shouting.
I was
Are you shouting?
I was shouting.
Okay.
I see you out there just playing with stuff.
I'm gonna perk up an ear and then I'm gonna see if I can aim at something that's moving. Can I see anything that's moving?
Make a perception check.
Wow, what the fuck? All right, I gotta use a luck. Jesus Christ, man. What the? Oh my God. One more. Whatever. 10.
You do have a D4. Because of
Two.
Diane's natural.
12.
Yeah. You see small creatures about. You're not sure if you
I'm
could
gonna
hit
just
any of them.
I'm gonna try because I can't do much fucking else.
Are you aiming at a ground creature or a airborne creature?
I feel more confident. Which one's bigger? Or
Airborne.
are they both the same size? Airborne's bigger?
Yeah. So the birds are larger than the things on the ground. They're a little further away though.
Yeah, let's go for a bird.
Make a add roll a dexterity check and add your proficiency
Dexterity check. Fuck, man.
plus your
Even luck at
proficiency.
that. Oh,
Oh
hold on.
well,
I'm
your
gonna.
last luck.
Yeah, because can't do much else with it. That's much better. But
Okay,
with a proficiency, it's 28.
and then add a d4.
And then a D. 3.
You hit a bird. It
Does anything?
the dust cloud envelops it because it's like the size of the bird, and it flies around in like weird circly zigzaggy motions before it crashes to the ground, walking around like it's blind.
Interesting.
After about a minute or so, it shakes it off and flies off.
Interesting. Okay, so that's 3 egg bombs used. I have 17 left. I'm gonna file this information away. I'm gonna look back to Ace. I'm gonna say thank you for the suggestion, Water Lady, and I'm gonna go back to eating whatever's left of the soup that I had scooped up.
Okay. Anybody else discussing or going through or attempting anything else during breakfast?
This philosopher's stone and these rings we got. Do you think we can set them ourselves, or do you think we actually need a jeweler?
It is my experience that much of the time, the reason we put magical jewels and talisman into jewelry is to protect yourself from whatever power they wield.
If we know what, well, kind of what power they will. We
Okay.
know that the philosopher's stones are meant to be set into these rings. They told us that, so I wasn't sure if it was just like they're meant to be, so it just kind of like fits together and it just magically like, seals, or if it's like a jeweling process.
Give it a try.
All right, let's see here. So we'll go through the bag of holding and pull out one of the gold rings and one of the philosopher's stone and see if I can set it in the socket on the top of the ring.
Okay. Hmm. Make an Arcana check.
Can I help?
Sure, you can grant him advantage.
Yes.
And we'll take that because I only have a +1 enough on. So it's a 10 and a 7, so 11.
Add a d4.
Um, D4, where are you? There we go. 15.
Okay. You're able to touch
Oh,
the
I can.
stone and you feel the magic, arcane, weird essence within. Tries to grab hold of you, but you being familiar with some magics, maintain your composure. You see the setting that it's supposed to go in. Go ahead and make a dexterity check with a d4.
Dexterity. 34. Oh, there's cookies now for anything else. That's a 9, 10, and that's good with the 2, so that's a 13.
You struggle for a bit before you decide that you probably don't have the ability to set this in this ring.
Now I think my hands are too big. I don't think I can set the stone in this small of an object. Um, does anybody else want to try?
I have big paws.
My hands are probably the smallest that we've got.
Are you going to
You
attempt?
want it? Um,
Sure, I'll try.
Make your Arcana check.
yeah.
26.
You're easily able to uh, sense the magical force that this gem has, and you're also able to resist it easily. Go ahead and make a dexterity check with advantage to try to get it into the ring.
19.
You easily set this stone into this ring, almost like you've done it before.
Would you look at that? All those DIY arts and crafts paid off. I give it to Penn.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, well, good job. Um, I guess. Well, let's see what happens. I'll try to fit it onto one of my fat fingers.
What are you trying to do? Fit it on?
I'm gonna try to. Yeah.
Okay. I have to check something very quickly. What is everyone else doing while they're messing with this ring?
I'm finishing up my soup.
I can't find what I'm looking for. There it is. Okay. The ring does mold to fit your finger.
Hey, look at that! It fits. That was. It's like it stretched somehow as it went on,
It must be part
but
of.
it looks pretty cool. I don't. I don't really feel anything. Maybe when I'm doing alchemy, maybe I'll feel something because I know philosopher's stone has to do with alchemy. So next time I'm crafting potions
Maybe we have to put
or
them all together and summon Captain Planet.
Cap, Captain Planet. Who's Captain Planet?
Sorry.
Is there more rings?
I thought there was. Was there not?
Well, I know there was two more philosopher's stones and two more rings, but is there different types of stones besides philosopher's stones?
Oh. No, that was just a poor joke from back where I come from.
Oh. Well, do you want to try to set these other two since you were successful with the first one, and then we can all have rings?
Well, two more of us could. I'll see what I can do if someone else wants to wear them, but I don't know that I'm ready to wear new jewelry out in the wilderness.
I'm already shiny, so I'm not worried about that.
Baubles for the bauble.
Bubble, bubble.
Can I try to put the other two together?
Sure.
Same thing. Two
You're
arcana.
familiar with how the process works, so you're easily able to get it done, though it takes you a little bit of time so that you don't mess it up.
Okay. When they're done, I'll offer them to Dianus and Malachi.
Okay. Do you guys accept?
Yeah.
You're muted.
But you're not.
Oh, I thought I was. Oops.
We heard her.
I'll gladly take a ring.
Does anything happen when she puts it on?
Just forms to the shape of her hand.
I'm going to kneel in front of Malachi. I propose groupdom to you.
Is she presenting Malachi with a ring?
Yes, on one.
Nope. I refuse. I will not marry you, wet witch.
Nobody said anything about marriage, you weirdo.
What the hell is this ring for?
It's one of the magical philosopher's stones we got.
I pick it up. I take it. I kind of look at it. Long as there's no strings attached, and I put it on my left ring finger.
Now he's poisoned forever.
I give her a deadpan look. I'm immune to disease.
You're also
Oh.
Hmm?
Let's get moving.
What happens when I put the ring on?
It just forms the shape of your finger.
Okay. Do I feel anything from it?
You feel its magical potency, but other than that, you don't feel anything else.
I feel the type of magic that it's giving off.
It's just magic.
Is raw magic.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay.
If I remember correctly, it's an arcane magic, so not anything natural or necessarily evil. Just neutral and old.
Interesting. Would rolling an Arcana check give me any more information on it?
It didn't for me, and my Arcana's plus 16.
Fair enough. Okay, well. Are we heading out then?
Yep.
And down the rest of the soup. Soup was good. Let's
Thank you.
move. I'm gonna grab my stuff and start moving in the direction of the ship. Where we think the ship is gonna be, because I think that's where we're all just heading.
Okay.
I'm gonna mount Draco and fly.
Okay. Somebody besides Malachi gets to make a D100 check.
Yeah, I got it. So now, does anybody know exactly what these philosopher's stones do? Like, has anybody ever heard of these? I think I heard something that you can
Sorry, what was the question?
turn these rings that we just made, these philosopher's stones. What do they do exactly? Like, you can
There's been
turn things into silver and gold, yes or no? I think I heard something like that.
There's been so many legends written about philosopher's stones. That's one of them.
Oh,
It's a cloudy,
so I wonder
cloudy
how this
travels,
is.
but otherwise uninterrupted.
I'm just sitting here walking, just looking at the ring, just wondering how this little tiny stone, just how it works and how it has the power to turn things from one thing to another, supposedly.
You guys can discuss that all you would like. However, none of you have come across anything like this before.
And I'm just lost in thought while we continue the adventure. Everybody else is doing, but I'm just kind of stuck in theory, I guess to say.
Is there anything else you guys would like to discuss?
Nope.
Were there any evils besides Cryovane where you all came from? Although I know Penn doesn't even think he's technically evil, just needs to be reasoned with. Maybe a community college class?
Um, there's a lot of things that we ran across. Nothing too extreme, but come across a few things already that we had to defeat.
Nothing to the level that could take over multiple planes of existence, I'm guessing.
Could have possibly been something like that, because how did we end up getting here?
I mean, it may have been there, but you didn't encounter it directly.
That's what I mean. Like, we only got to go and scout like certain areas. It's a big area. There was things in the tavern that was all spoken about.
Yeah, I mean, we went to we mainly just dealt with the thugs that were supposedly in the town, protecting it from the dragon attacks. But really, they were there secretly robbing people, and they were just trying to take over the town as their new base of operations. And after that, the town entrusted us, the actual protectors of the town, against the dragon. So we ended up getting people to come with us to go after him.
I
We
see.
got up. So it's mostly thugs, and there was this one beast that we fought. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was like a lion, but it had wings, or it had like a humanoid face, but a spiky tail. I don't know what it was. It was terrorizing this poor midwife in the windmill that we helped out. She taught me a little bit of my alchemy. Because of her is why I got into alchemy. But I don't know what that creature was. It was kind of creepy.
Sounds like a sphinx.
A what?
A sphinx?
I think I heard talk of that in the bar, where like the honest just said we heard people talking about things in the bar. I've heard people talk about that, and if that's what that is, wow, yeah, that's a
That
ferocious beast.
mummies that we encountered make more sense.
I mean, so I didn't really see anything else here from where we're from, except for the dragon and,
Devlin.
well, if and Yak and I'm sorry, Malachi, I keep forgetting your mentor's name.
Malachi's gonna
Or apparently,
perk in here real quick and a word lock.
Olak?
Word lock.
Oblak.
I think
Yeah,
you have a
because,
deadpan look.
I'm sorry, my accent is probably making it hard for me to pronounce it correctly.
It's fine. Names are not super important, I suppose, but
But it is pretty cool that we found out that we were neighbors.
Indeed. Small plane of existence it is.
We come from the same woods. That's pretty crazy.
Mm.
The thing is, if everybody who came from where you all came from came here because they died. That includes Cryovane. So what on earth killed him? Devlin doesn't remember killing him, she just was followed.
Well,
You can't follow
Cryovane, the
life.
whole I mean, there was a bigger dragon that terrorized from the north, and
Bigger?
that's where Cryovane, yeah, that's where Cryovane was from. He basically came in and terrorized the north and took over Cryovane's, domain, and that's why he migrated south to try to find a new place to live. That's why I don't really think he's that evil. He was just trying to find a new home because this big bad bully came in and kicked him out of his house.
I have never seen a dragon bigger than Cryovane.
Well, I mean, he is a lot bigger now from when I last seen him. So, um, he was more of a younger dragon when I seen him. So I don't know how much time has passed either, because he's huge.
I'll say. I will think about these things. Thank you.
You're welcome. Um, oh, where exactly? We're going to the river, right?
Yep, you're heading east.
You want to meet the ship? Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we're still on track, that we didn't get, you know, wander astray in our conversation.
Diana's has a pretty good beat on the direction that you guys are going since she's in the air. So as long as you've been following her, you're fine.
Yep.
Mhm.
Is there anything else for this day?
Hmm.
I think I'm good.
No, I'm good.
This is all I can think of.
Okay. You guys start getting out of the deeper areas of the marsh and into more of a like a coastal marshy area. So it's a little flatter. It's wetter, but it's less hilly, so it's easier to traverse. You guys, are you guys going to trek again until daybreak, or are you going to turn in early to try and get back onto a correct sleeping schedule?
I think we should correct our sleeping schedule.
It's definitely safer to be trekking during the day.
Yeah,
Indeed.
that's fun.
Okay, so you turn in a few hours, or what you think is a few hours before sunup. Who's taking first watch?
I will.
Oh,
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
That's 28.
You have a pretty good eye on the area while you watch. Nothing really catches your eye that's out of the ordinary. Who's taking second watch?
I guess I will.
I'll do it. Oh, go ahead, no, Kyle, I'll go third.
Alright. Perception. 13.
Not as good of an eye on the area as Deonis. You've been a little distracted, but still, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Just various creatures about.
Okay.
Pen, you take third watch. Go ahead, roll perception.
Perception plus 60. 13, 19.
Okay. You have a pretty decent eye in the area, other than various early morning predators and prey about. You don't see anything else going on. This night, at least. As you guys wake up the next morning. Oh.
I didn't know if mine was needed, but I threw it anyway.
Well, no, that's fine. You can you can split up the watch a little differently. Ace with a fourth watch. With your 25, you had a pretty decent watch on the area. You scare away a few predators, but otherwise things are uneventful. You wake up, it's about early afternoon now. So you guys are got half a day back to a normal sleep schedule. Are we just continuing on our way to the rendezvous?
Sounds like a good plan
Yep.
Yep.
to me.
Who is leading today?
Whoever has
I'm
the
already in the
highest
air.
perception. Yeah. If you're, you have the bird's eye view.
I got bird's eye view, and then Ace got the good perception, so keep her second.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
You guys.
I'll be coming up the rear.
Ace roll perception again, and Deonis, go ahead and roll a survival check.
Me4.
That was another nat 20.
Fortunately,
Ooh.
it gets reset on long rests, but
Damn it.
between the two of you, you guys get back on track and actually find a drier, flatter path, speeding up your time a little bit back to the rendezvous. From bird's eye view and needing to correct your sleep schedule again, you probably got another half day's travel after you complete this day's, but nothing eventful happens this time either. It's rather calm around you guys right now.
I have a question for Pen. I was thinking about my soul cage. I haven't been able to use it yet, but I have this cage. And I think if I could figure out a way to make it into something that will spring a trap, maybe if we could capture and question that bagman that attacked you, he might be really useful for telling us what's been going on other planes and giving us clues as to what the hell's going on around here. With your
Do you
alchemy,
think he would come back after me?
I don't know. I don't know what made him come to this place, but I don't see why not.
Do you think if we go in there, we can find him? Is that a thing,
In the
or
back,
is it just it? Yeah,
that sounds
like
terrifying.
if I shrink us down and go in the bag, like will we just be walking around all our stuff that we put in there, or
I believe
would we find out where he came from?
if I remember the legend right, the bagman, he doesn't stay in the bags for very long. He goes from one to the next and lives on the plane in between, only stepping through them like doors on occasion. So I think if we were to go in, well, I don't really know what would happen to us, but it wouldn't give us access
So
to the land, to the plane in between that would allow us to access other bags. There's something special about him that only he can do that. But if he does come back to our bag, we could leave a trap in there to spring if he does come back. And my soul cage would allow us to answer questions, to ask him questions. I
right,
just
because he would be captured.
I just don't know the mechanics of how to set such a trap. I thought maybe you could help.
I will definitely try to help, but I, how do we get him to come back?
Well,
Was
I
it
could
just
trade in the bag.
I mean, was it just that like that was just my day? He just happened to appear in my bag on that day. Like, does he pick and choose which bags he goes to, or is it just random?
It's possible. I don't know. I only know stories, and none of them are written about him by him.
Whoa, I don't know. That really freaked me out, though. I wasn't expecting to get attacked by our bag of goodies. Um,
Well, at the very least, if we do have a trap to spring, we won't have to bury it every night, and you'll still feel safe.
hmm.
It's okay. We don't have to do it today, but maybe help me think about how we would set this up.
um, what if whichever how we figure out how to set up or how to spring it into a trap, I could like shrink it down and make it a necklace. So this way, when he appears and he attacks me, I already have the trap on me. I would just have to touch the necklace and make it big and activate it.
All right. Well,
I mean,
let's.
that's a possibility, but we got to figure out how to make it into a trap for a trap to be able to capture a being instead of a soul.
The soul cage is the spell. The cage itself is just a cage.
Oh, so it doesn't just it captures anything with a soul,
So
like not just the soul, like what the soul's attached to.
the cage is a component. It's something that I need in order to cast Soul Cage. So if I could somehow adjust Soul Cage to trap something like a bagman when it's triggered, it's still just a cage. So I
Would
suppose
you?
it is adjusting the spell.
What if you like engraved the spell into the cage, like through? ruins, or if you taught me the spell and I can try to engrave it into the cage. If
DM,
that's a
we do that.
way.
So what are you trying to do?
Adjust the soul cage spell to use my cage. Pen will help me with the magic and engrave some runes into it so that when something, particularly the bagman is what we're aiming for, but in this case, when something touches the cage, it will spring the trap and capture them in the cage.
Hmm. You can certainly try it. But that would be an in the moment thing.
It would have to be. That was the point of
Well,
engraving. Be like
because
that and leave.
There's no guarantee that any altered magic will work aside from how it is written.
Right. There's no guarantee that he'll show up again, but I thought it might be worth a shot just based on the information that something like that creature might have. And unfortunately, it was not in the thought process of that when it attacked our friend.
but also in the way you said the spell, that if we do happen to accomplish the spell and it captures any creature that touches it, does that include us?
We could write the spell to not include us. Or we could write the spell to include exclusively bagmen. If there are more than one, no one really knows.
All right, well, you, I guess, if we have time, we can start working on it now. I don't know if everybody's.
When
No,
we
we're walking, right?
it may be something to work on. I will work on the wording of the spell, and you do the engraving, and we'll put our cumulative hearts into it.
Yeah, you gotta describe to me what I gotta engrave into it.
Okay.
So
You guys are
whatever
now
gets good
about
effort type thing. Like,
a couple hours past nightfall, but you still have, technically 3-ish hours left in your day. You can go to bed early again to try to get yourselves back onto the right sleeping pattern, or you can continue walking.
everybody else want to continue on throughout the night sky, or do you want to kick it for the night and start our journey fresh in the morning, right at the crack of dawn?
I can sleep.
We've already done one night, so may as well get back on track.
Same watch order as last time?
Hmm.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Daeonis, roll a d10 for me.
An 8.
Ooh, an 8. Okay.
Okay.
Your watch goes
So
by,
unable to
nothing happens. Nothing weird.
Okay. Sounds good.
Malachi, your second watch. Roll
What
a
do you need from me?
perception check for me.
Perception check.
Mm-hmm.
14.
You see something in the distance. It's a bit too dark to make out what it is. It's way far in the distance, but it is rather large and looks like it might have multiple heads.
Huh. Well, I am going to keep quiet and try not to attract any attention.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
18.
Okay. You seem relatively quiet. Your watch ends. Do you pass this information along to Penn?
I do.
Okay. Penn, what do you do with
Not
this
quite
information?
sure. Sorry.
I'm just gonna kind of like sit and watch in the direction that he said he's seeing possible heads,
Mm-hmm.
and then after my watch, I think I'm gonna skip into a little bit of rest I can get, and um, it's probably going to be close to the birds waking up and flying around, so I'm going to transform into a bird and scout out a little bit past our site area. So right now I'm just watching that direction to see if there's any movement during my walk.
Did you say you're gonna skip the last part of your rest?
Yeah.
You'll gain a point of exhaustion because it's not a long rest.
All right. No,
It's
no, I can't go exhausted.
You do, however, notice that the direction that he pointed the two creatures in, they're not there. They moved around to almost 180 degrees around, but they've kept their distance still. And there are multiple heads, and there are two what you think are bodies or some large mass that the heads are attached to.
Can I see the eyes?
Not well.
Like the reflection of the eyes?
Not
Okay.
easily and not well.
Just wanted to see if like the shapes of the eyes were the same. That's all.
Mm.
But I can't see them that well.
At the end of your
But there was
watch,
definitely
the early morning light starts coming up. I will give you a perception check.
Where are you? Perception.
Wait, what about me?
It's 15, it's 21.
You do notice that all of the head's eyes are similar in shape.
Well, it's all definitely the same type of creature, if not a multiple headed creature. Hmm.
Your watch comes to an end, and you swap out with Ace. Are you passing on this information?
I'm gonna let her, I'm gonna, like, not really gonna point in the direction where it was. I'm just kind of like, have my back to it and let her know that directly behind me
Mm-hmm.
there is either a creature with multiple heads or multiple creatures off in the distance. Because I want to know if, well, if like they seen Malachi point out just why they moved to see if they like they don't realize that we know where they are if they're going to move again,
Okay.
but they are directly behind me.
I'm going to drag Malachi's sleep sack closer to everybody because he's the only idiot who wants to sleep separate from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast Magic Circle.
Stop touching my things.
Oh.
You're asleep. Shut up.
You can't drag me while I'm asleep. I would feel that.
No, you won't. You're a rock when you sleep.
Ace, make a
I-
make a athletics check.
Wait,
God damn it. It was a 1.
Oh.
Well, not only can you not move his bag, you also wake him up.
what are you doing?
Come closer.
You're dragging me. Release me.
Shut up. Come closer. I need you
What
to
are... What?
stop being a baby. Just move closer and go back to sleep.
I'm gonna start to move closer cautiously, but I'm like watching Ace the whole
Okay.
way through.
You see her looking in, glancing at you, and then glancing in a particular direction that's almost completely opposite to the direction you were looking in when during your watch.
That's not where I was looking.
Where you were looking was hours ago.
What did you see?
Yes, I see. But we're fine. We're fine. I'm just
What
making
did
you all safe. Go to sleep.
What did you see?
Heads.
I saw that too, but what kind of heads?
Pen saw heads with eyes. That's all I see. But we're fine. We're going to be fine. Go back to sleep.
Yeah, still kind of, side-eyeing her, but starting to lay down. Am I within whatever range she needed at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I'm just kind of like side-eyeing her as I slowly lay down. Still keeping an eye on her.
Did I roll
Valentine.
well?
You can cast your spell
Was
now,
puddle
yes.
perfect.
Oh no, I cast my spell. Can I or should I roll perception as well?
Oh yeah, go ahead, roll perception. Sure.
29.
That conversation seemed to pique the interest of the heads, as multiples of them are now looking in your direction.
I thought there were only 2 heads.
No, there were multiple heads.
Oh, my bad.
They're still the same distance away, so you can't tell if they're looking at something past you, at you, or just in your general direction. And not all of them are looking in your general direction.
I'm going to just attempt to look very intimidating in the dark.
Make a performance check.
20.
You do your best to look intimidating in the dark. You feel intimidating. The early morning barely light over the horizon turns into just a full sunrise as your watch ends, Ace, and it is the next morning.
Did the creature just like slowly skulk away in the night, or is it still
The
out
heads
there?
disappeared underneath the brush and you didn't see where they went.
Weird. I
As
scared
you
it.
guys awaken on the next morning, we are going to take our break. We'll see you all back here in a little bit.
Guys, I'm scary.
You think you're scary.
I'm scary. Update. I built an entire changing table before our break. Yay me.
Congratulations.
Good job, Ace.
Hour and a half for building furniture. Adulting and nerding. The great combination.
There you go.
Right, I was double fisting.
All right. We will be back here momentarily. Stay tuned to see what else awaits our intrepid band of misfits. And welcome back to the Misfits' hopefully final day of travel to meet up with their transport ship that has been escorting them around this side of the grasslands. You all have come to this next morning, and there's a nice warm breeze throughout the area. A slight chill bites at the back end of this breeze. You can smell the water nearby. What do you guys do?
Put my nose to the air, smell. If I can smell the water, I would want to start moving in that direction.
That's the same direction you've been heading.
Like I'm kind of like getting up a little bit quicker and whatnot. Like,
Okay.
everybody, we're almost there.
You guys also notice that you're waking up right around when the sun's just coming fully over the horizon, so you are back to normal day-night cycle.
Do take note of the slight chill in the air.
As soon as I wake up, I look over into the direction where I see the figure, the creatures,
Nope.
and this is down. Ace, where'd it go?
Disappeared over the horizon.
It disappeared with the sun?
Basically.
I wonder if the sun hurts it.
Vampire creatures.
Well, let's keep an eye out for the shadows. And stay in the light during the day.
Certainly.
Malachi, did you how good of a look did you get at that thing? Because it moved at my watch, and I couldn't see it when it moved.
Won't lie, I didn't get a clear look. It was just had multiple heads. I couldn't even make out how many clearly. It looked like more than two, but yeah, and I didn't get a clear look. I'm sorry.
No, I just wanted to make sure that I heard you say multiple heads, because I know there was definitely multiple heads. I just wanted to
There were
clarify with everybody.
Definitely multiple.
Okay.
Definitely multiple.
All right. Well, have you smelled out water? Let's go get to our ship.
Okay. Do you guys head out in the same marching order? And are you guys eating anything before you head out?
I'm gonna eat one of these rations as we walk. I'm guessing it's just like a MRE, so it's like dry food, anyways.
Is there any leftover stew?
I'd say you guys would have some leftover stew.
I'd love to have some leftover stew if possible.
Talk to the chefs.
Have it. So
Por favor.
You get some stew.
Yes. I'd have some stew before. Actually, just kind of like, again, scoop a bowl of it, down it, probably while we're walking. It's filling.
Mm-hmm. Somebody roll a D100 for me.
Did Pen or Ace?
Um, 36.
Okay. With the wind comes clouds, and with the clouds comes rain as some rain rolls into the area. You guys are now making the last bit of your journey in the rain.
That's cool. I can.
Heavy rain or
That's like, a steady light rain. Not a drizzle, but not downpour.
just enough to be annoying, basically.
Yes.
Okay, lovely. Well, I suppose that's appropriate in some way, somehow. So, onward.
Are you guys doing anything, discussing anything on this trek?
I am excited to go back to town and see civilization again.
I would ask Penn and Dionys why this cryovane seems to have a fascination with Devlin.
I don't know if it's Devlin or us as a group, as in Misfits, because he does have LF2 and Yak and Onglock. I said it wrong again. I'm so sorry. I can't pronounce his name.
Correct. But you would think that a creature of this size with this power, why would it bother with us?
Just toying with it's probably looking at its next meal, just playing with its like because it sounded like he was attacking Yak in this one dream that I had. I'm not sure how many moons ago. But it was, and then like I had the dream. The next couple of days, it was the first time I seen him on their side of that ice wall. So I think these were just everybody that got close to him that threatened him possibly before. Because if Devlin followed our tracks, we were like very close to his home. So I mean, I don't know if I brought you two guys into a rivalry that we started with this dragon. And if so, I apologize, but I'm not sure what the actual vendetta is.
Appreciate the explanation and the honesty. I mean, at this point, does it really matter? Either way, we'll we're gonna move to get her back. So, well, of course, we're gonna help each other. So
We're
there's
also
really no
gonna get.
problem.
Well, we also gotta get Midnight back too. I mean, he is with
Yeah.
us. If you summon him
Seems
back, at least physically. But I mean, unless his soul did return to him when his body returns to where he came from, we don't know. It's a possibility. But if Cryovane does have his soul, and when we find it, we will need his body to unite it together. So,
To my mind, Cryovane is the only enemy that we've come across that makes sense to be an enemy.
makes sense to what?
Be an enemy.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
the battle began before we got here with him. What about all these other powerful creatures that just want us in particular dead for reasons unknown?
because they look at us as a threat, because we're a force to be reckoned with.
Well, I don't know about you, but I didn't show up here as a threat to anything or anyone. I'm squishy.
Well,
not so much anymore, certainly.
What was that?
Said not so much anymore, certainly.
Well,
I also didn't expect that my studies of the fungi would involve me being part of the fungi.
they do suit
So,
you.
We've all certainly grown.
oh, I appreciate the compliments, right? But and I always thought mushrooms were cute in their own little way. So
So if we all started as not much of a threat, we fattened up now?
Into a plump, right chicken threat. Yes.
and plus, if I ever do die, please I'll be able to provide you guys with nutrients. And that body will not just rot away. It's the power of life and death. And
Let's focus on the
resurrection,
not dying first,
reincarnation.
though.
Well, I'm just talking like, oh well, if there wasn't for death and decay, there wouldn't be a life like mushrooms. You know, there is plenty of life that comes from death. It's a real crazy process in theory and all.
Honestly, it sounds a lot like what we're going through here, at least if Devlin's right.
How much of this would Malachi understand?
Roll an intelligence check.
There we go, intelligence. 14.
You understand the basics of what they're talking about.
Okay. I'm like, kind of like got my arms crossed, but like my hand under my chin. So I'm like, okay. So I kind of get it. Maybe.
You're smarter than you give yourself credit for, Muscles. Just impulsive. They're different things.
Either way, we'll figure it out after we kill that damn dragon.
We'd have to figure out a battle strategy first because, like, what happens if we're in battle and he puts up that ice wall and divides us apart? How are we going to get through that ice wall? We need to figure out how to be able to defend ourselves from what attacks he's hit us with already, if not be able to counter them. Some things we have to think about when we're back in town.
Is there any sort of background information that you have on Cryovane's abilities?
Roll a history check. You and Diana can each roll one, or one of you with advantage.
What do you got, Highland?
My history is a 1. I don't know what your history is. Haunted 1.
+2.
So you take advantage.
Oh. You have a 320 or
Oh, plus 20.
Was it 20?
Dirty 20 here.
Okay.
Yep.
The cryovane you were hunting was your average white chromatic dragon with a name. Most dragons have a name. In order for one to be remembered, it has to have done something or had something done to it. As far as abilities, you only are aware of a normal white chromatic dragon's abilities. Cold damage, ice breath. They got their claws and their tail and their maw with their teeth. They can do a wing. They can batter you with the wind from their wings. You don't have any much more specific information. Yes, he did bite Ace's whole body.
Not sure. I know his ability to create an ice wall is definitely a new ability that I did not know about. Or was that even? That was. Or wait, was that? That wasn't Cryovane, right? That was his other henchman, that other dragon. Or was that Cryovane? I don't remember.
The ice wall also wasn't.
The
ice wall also wasn't really an ice wall. It was crystallized water from the ice breath that froze into a wall shape.
Oh. Like I said, I got scared and I dug underground. So I didn't remember. Yeah, besides his basic, like claw, tail, whip, bite, he has like a wind burst attack that he uses with wings. His ice breath is all I really move about. Of course he can fly. Um, so I don't really know how much powerful he's not. He is a lot bigger. So I'm sure we can talk to somebody back in town too to find out more.
And we're gonna have to do something. It's the biggest dragon I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's definitely not leaving us alone. So we gotta do something about it, or we're just gonna keep bothering us. But I just don't know if we are ready yet. I want to continue on into this forest and figure out these ruins, but I don't know if I want to be terrorized by him this whole time.
I don't know much about dragons, but are they apt to still hold a grudge over somebody who really didn't do anything to them? I mean, I know you and Dianus were going after him. You were going to do something, but you didn't, right?
No, we didn't even get to him. We seen a bright light down a cave and we
Right.
walked towards it and then
So you never
woke
got
up on the ship. So we didn't, right. I don't know if the other people we were with got to the cave
but that
and whatever happened with
left
the other
you.
adventurers didn't. But no, not Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan actually seen him. Besides him flying over the town and some of the destruction he did to local livestock and
Right.
you know.
But if the only reason he was there to begin with was because a bigger dragon chased him out, and he never actually even was threatened by you guys directly, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me for a creature to be that dead set on doing something to us unless it's under another direction, like the white dragon is under the direction of Cryovane. So either something else is giving directions to Cryovane, or he's really petty.
Do you think what's her name, Saya? You think she's behind this?
I've never seen her interact with dragons.
Well, desperate times, you're the desperate message.
I don't know how desperate she is.
I'm not sure. I mean, what else? What could be powerful enough to control a dragon?
A
Or
god?
dragons? Army of dragons.
A god, I suppose?
Why would they come after us? Or is it because we're about to discover and unravel the truth? Hit these ruins.
I don't know.
A god doesn't just refer to the good deities, it also refers to the dark ones as well.
I don't think they're after us. I think we're just in the way. But of what and why on earth we would be in the way of a god, I don't know.
Well, we have undone some magical rituals that maybe he had put in place. So we're disrupting something that might be causing him to come after us now. We became a target on like we weren't before, but now we are because we got into the forest.
We haven't crossed any
Or
gods, have
affairs.
we?
Gods can take any form they want.
Them.
We could be walking on a god's back right now and not know it.
Doubtful, but I see your point.
I heard a story once about this guy that was got stranded on an island, floating out on the sea, and he figured out how to survive out there on an island for years. But he never figured out why nobody could ever find him, or why he never was able to see land. Come to discover, he was on the back of a dragon turtle the whole time.
Well, damn.
And dragon turtle never did anything about it because the whole time he was living on the island, he basically was cleaning and preserving the dragon turtle's shell. So he didn't mind his little buddy in the back of it. And that's why he kept him away from the other islands, because he kept him as like his little personal maid to clean his shell.
If we're on something's back, apparently we're bothering it.
I mean, we've seen giant lion turtles, haven't we?
Yeah.
Now you're
Seen a
saying
dragon turtle.
dragon turtle, sorry. Now you're saying we're all on the back of an even larger creature.
It's a metaphor.
Oh, I don't know if we really are. If we are, that's crazy because this creature has got to be huge. And we thought everything was big. Oh boy.
That's the case with Scooby.
You'd be like, you ever seen an ant? Well, that'd be us.
I am not an ant.
No. You're a very big, strong man.
Don't you forget it. Let's push forward.
Onward.
Throughout this conversation, you guys have been walking through the rain and getting soaked and wet and uncomfortable again. However, a couple hours in, you do see the bank of the river. A few individuals standing at the bank of the river with a small boat, not your normal ship. They look a little beaten.
We make out who it is.
I'm gonna say, are they ours? Are they our people?
Somebody make a perception check.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
$21.
Blackjack. You see that they are wearing various pieces of both temple garb and mercenary garb.
So yes.
What do you see, Ace?
They're ours.
Let's move to them.
You're still quite a bit away, so it'll take some time.
Hmm?
As you get closer, you see that they're pretty well beaten and bruised and battered. You don't recognize any of them. You may have seen them in passing.
They look beaten up.
I'm gonna get up closer to them. How badly beaten are they?
Like they've been through hell.
Do we all get a long rest?
You've gotten 3 long rests because this was 3.5 days of travel.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Because I did not hit the button before. But, okay. I'm gonna. One
How
more.
many are scattered around?
Go ahead, Malachi.
Go ahead, Pep.
Were you gonna ask the same thing?
I was just gonna. I was gonna do something, but I think Penn's gonna do it better. Like he's probably just gonna heal these guys, right?
There
Yeah, I was gonna
are 2 guys. There's a male and female in temple garb, and there is a male and a female in mercenary garb. So 4
Okay,
people
are
total that you
they-
can see.
How are they all close to each other, or are they?
They're rather close to each other, yes. They seem to have spotted you and are waving you over.
I'm gonna walk over towards them. Ask them what happened here.
It's not what happened here. It's what happened there. And they point in the direction of the city. Upriver. Downriver, actually, technically.
City of Ekthyr.
Oh, I'm gonna kneel down and I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds to heal all 4 of them.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
In other words, D&D yards. What's up? D8, 14.
Okay.
D8 and D8. So it's a 4. A 4 and an 8 is a 12, a 2, 14, 15, plus 6 is 17.
So they all heal 17 HP. You see some of their more serious wounds start clearing up a little bit, and some of their more superficial wounds become almost like they were not there. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So now, you said something happened in the city?
It's better if we just show you. Have you all
Show
gathered
us?
around Penn?
Yeah.
with Penn? Is anyone keeping their distance, or are you all grouped together?
I'd be closer to Penn.
I'm nearby.
Stay honest.
I'm close by.
Okay. Let's just take you there.
Huh?
And there's a flash of light.
The hell? I hate teleportation.
Malachi, since you hate it so much, you get to roll the D100.
Damn it.
Roll well. I better show up with all my limbs.
Yeah, I hope I don't show up with 2 butts.
72?
Okay. Your vision's all of a sudden sucked from you as you are sucked into this extra dimensional space. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The wind flying through you. Everything all at once. And whoosh, you're ejected, standing. Wait a second. This couldn't be. Is it? The tall palisade walls are on fire. There are various wrecked buildings, both residential and commercial. The mercenary camp, the armories, the forest and the garden park area has been burnt. There's no sign of a temple ever being here. The ground is scorched. It even looks like they tried boiling away the water. Bodies lie strewn about. Ships are burning in the port. Some are sinking, half sunken. The ones that were in repair are been launched into houses. It looks like a war happened here.
Oh my god. What?
To be fair, there are also demonic and fiendish bodies strewn about. Much less than the normal other humanoids, but still strewn about.
Is this reminiscent of his original kind of message or whatnot
Sort
from
of.
Bahamut? Sort of?
Similar, but not identical.
Okay.
What did this? And where is it now?
It's not a what.
Anything that could do something like this is a what?
It's many. It was, and as you look around and look up, you see just the faintest leathery wings and tail vanishing through a portal as the portal closes.
What color was the tail?
Yeah, I was about to say.
It looked very familiar.
To me also?
Yes, to all of you.
Since when does cryovane breathe fire?
Oh, leathery wings and a tail
Oh.
vanishing into a portal.
The frozen chicken.
No.
Oh, it wasn't cold. It was
No?
It was Saya.
brownish.
Oh,
It
leathery
wasn't white.
wings. Okay. Yep.
So,
They just don't
how long have we been
know
gone?
when to stop. Huh?
How long have we been gone?
3 or 4 weeks.
I won't lie, I thought it was 3 to 4 months.
No.
Is this
And
an actual
why
question? Is
did
this a DM question?
Yes. How long
You
exactly has
guys
been
have
game
been
time?
gone for about a month, if not just over a month.
Okay. Okay. Not as long. Not near as.
what would have done this?
It just
This
happened.
amount of this destruction.
A familiar face approaches you guys as you have come out in the center of town, just looking around from this teleportation circle. Oh, well, aren't I glad to see you all are alright?
Mhm.
The voice doesn't ring a bell.
Sorry, I guess people change after they've been attacked by demons.
Who is it?
Familiar black swordsman in all black cloak with dual wielding weapons.
One of the mercenaries. I'm not as familiar with them.
It is Kazuto,
Oh,
the leader of the mercenary guild.
shit.
His cloak is tattered in a couple places, and he's got a few scratches, but looks otherwise unharmed.
And that's all you
Recognize you?
Well,
Remember it?
I've been fighting off waves of demons for a week or so now.
When did
Week straight?
On and off, our
Even
numbers
so,
are starting to
impressive.
dwindle.
Sorry, Ace, go ahead.
he answered me?
Mm. You should move. Can you lead us to the others?
Yes, yes. There's no one left in town here. We also evacuated this the town to the south as well. Come with me.
Mhm.
He starts leading you into the forest, out of town into the forest.
Okay.
As he does, you notice there are various very well stealthed mercenaries around him and around you all. They don't seem to be taking any precautions. Or they don't seem to be taking anything lightly. Daeonis, you especially notice all these individuals as with your new ability as your ranger.
New ranger abilities.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a new one.
You're so fancy.
Is there anything you are asking
Now I can.
Kazuto while you're being escorted?
Yeah.
What happened to the
Why do
temple?
things seem? Yeah. Like, why do things seem very out of place?
What do you mean?
I'm sorry,
The
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
The temple of all places should have been the most protected, and it's the most destroyed.
Oh. We kept that temple protected for as long as we could, but it was their main target.
Of course it was.
They sent everything they had at the temple. communication lines broke. Our recruits started faltering. We started losing too many people. Civilians started panicking and getting attacked. Chain of command was broken. And the screams. Damn the screams.
What about Kira and Elrin?
You will be seeing them soon.
They did make it out.
Yes.
Was it just the temple, or were they the target?
So far, there have not been any follow-up attacks on their location.
A place. Why would a building be so important?
Because it's a temple. But
That's enough
the
about
last time
here.
it was a simple here.
What have you guys been up to? You've been gone for like a month.
We were went to a couple of ruins out in the grasslands. And we had a bunch of puzzle pieces, but we can't put anything together yet.
That's why they targeted the temple.
Because we went into the ruins.
It has to be. Come. We have documents to discuss with you as well.
This hardly seems like the time for paperwork.
The paperwork will make sense. It's all connected, trust me.
What about the dragon?
Oh, he flew over in the middle of one of the battles. He decided to fly around. He did not want to interfere with what was happening here.
Oh, he was interfering with everything that was going on.
Unfortunately, we could not send a search party out for you guys or for the dragon, as we were a bit tied up. We did see that he was carrying some folks.
No, that's not what I meant by that. I'm sorry if that's what I implied, but I was just wondering if he was here harassing you guys as well as whatever came down and brought this demonish destruction upon you guys while we were gone.
Ever since he flew over and saw the attacks, we have not seen another dragon since.
Oh. So he's even scared of this, I guess. Gotcha. Well, we were going on to look at documents. Ace, that's your specialty. Sorry, you can just read everything.
It's okay.
I like to listen. I like to listen out on TV.
So, you think that they went after our temple because we were ruining their ruins?
I don't know. That's just a theory.
They should call them ruins if they don't want them ruined.
I'm exhausted.
I'm sorry.
I have not slept. If my men cannot sleep, then why should I?
Well, we can relieve your men for a couple of our duties so you guys can get some rest at least while we try to figure out what's going on.
That would be appreciated, but you're gonna need more than the 5 of you, and he pats Draco on the head, to hold back the hordes.
Even if at least one or two of your soldiers at least gets the rest at a time, it's gonna hurt a little bit. Especially you.
I'll see what we can do. You guys are walking through the forest and approach, and you see various. Dianus especially sees various hidden perches and guard pairings all around up in the trees. Um, they're very well hidden. You wouldn't notice them otherwise. And you're coming up to a familiar sight, the former bandit camp. Though now, it has been turned into a fort of sorts among the trees. Surrounded by a stone wall and the tall trees of the forest. Ah, you are here. Welcome to the Ekthyrian Keep. It's a bit crowded, but you guys are always welcome wherever we are.
Well, thank you. So is this what is the Ethereum Keep?
We built this as a forward base in the forest to continue our exploration eastward towards the valley. We got stopped by a barrier over there. It was also set up as a fallback point in case anything were to happen to our city, our town.
Oh, that could do with the place. Looks nice.
So as
I
you
like the
guys
garden.
enter,
Oh,
you guys see a large garden to the east of the entrance and a large forest area to the west of the entrance. It looks like they kept some of the trees up within and helped bring them back to life. It seems to be they all are not fully grown yet, so they're all short trees, but they're growing and there are people taking care of them. There is a small dragon fountain similar to the large one that was in the temple. There looks to be a stables, a small barracks, a small outdoor shrine area, and a small portal area, and then the huge keep building itself. Just south of the dragon fountain, you see the Taj's petrified statue.
I'm gonna walk up to the statue.
Okay.
yeah, I was just gonna ask if I was gonna get in trouble if I walked to the grounds because I wanted to go to the statue.
No. You guys can pay your respects. I'm having the others brought out now.
And thank you. Here, proceed to the statue.
Okay. Ace, Malachi.
I barely know what to do. I'm concerned about the children and Mira and Kira and Helen and everybody.
We shouldn't have left.
Yeah, I feel kind of responsible in a way.
As you guys are congregating around the statue, you hear a voice from behind you. Oh, well, don't say that now. We've got our own jobs to do, too. You turn around and you see a rather exhausted but still quite feisty and ready for battle-esque Kira standing there, all 9 of her tails flicking around. Elrin runs out from behind her, envelops Ace in a hug, and asks, "Are you guys okay? Are you guys okay? Does anyone need healing? You guys have been gone for like a month. I was worried."
You could not possibly have been more worried about me than I was for you.
Alright. Break it up. Agil comes walking out. You see everyone else. You see Makarov, Mira, Elisana, Klein,
I stick my tongue
Tucci.
out.
Everybody. Bit battered and beaten, but not broken. All very tired looking. You see your good friend Sarksador and your good friend Eos as well.
I have to go hug Sarksador.
You also see your very brief but very good friend, the Zalhace.
Yeah, that guy. The one we can't remember.
Your very brief but still friend, the one with the pterodactyl. They all seem to be doing alright, and there seems to be a decent amount of civilians with children here. While the mercenaries are spread out throughout the forest, the monks seem to be holding down the security on the keep here. And you also see Kirito's wife, Asuna. You see your blacksmith friend, Liz, and your other blacksmith friend, Luke. What are you all doing?
I'm gonna go get all my weapons sharpened. See if there's anything I can maybe have made the blacksmith.
There's no blacksmith shop set up here.
Oh, damn.
There's a weapon maintenance area where they can sharpen weapons and repair broken ones, but they can't really make anything. There's no materials here unless you brought the materials yourself.
Fair enough. I can still use my stuff sharpened.
You get your stuff sharpened and refreshed. Everything that can be sharpened, at least.
Did anything happen at the excavation site where all the portals showed up last time we went through the temple?
We haven't had any scouts return from that area yet.
Do you need us to do it?
I would suggest not going in that direction right now.
All
Wasn't
right.
there some kind of documents that show us?
Ah, yes. Come, let's go into the keep's basement.
There's a basement?
So you guys all are led into the keep. And as you are greeted with this very large map layout of various rooms and hallways. And they lead you into a large common room to take the stairs down to the basement. And they take you into a treasury vault of sorts. So down here. So here's the keep main floor, which you'll probably have some more time to explore later. They're taking you up here to the stairs down to the keep basement, and then over here to a vault area. You pass various guard checkpoints and whatnot, and there's guards roaming, as well as families and children all over the place. We've got some information. Ah, I believe that is where I come in. And looking at you, Ace, Eos begins to discuss about the things that he has found. Let's see if I can find. So, he gives you the translated copies of everything that you had given him from the books. So let me get this to you guys. So that you have it. Alright. In the one channel there, but let's see. You have the first, the Book of Asmodeus. I believe you also already had the Book of Summoning.
Yes, both.
Now, and you have the Chrono Ragnarok vial. He gives you what looks like some type of ritual spell from the Book of Summoning. It's titled Banishment of Evil.
That sounds useful.
The original text is written in Celestial, but thanks to his translation, and even without that, Ace's knowledge prowess, you'd be able to read it. One who has a strong spirit, a strong mind and body, one of unwavering faith. Cast a circle of protection, meditate and reach out to the gods. Focus your heart and mind. Banish those who cause harm, send evil to the abyss. That is the text. There are instructions underneath that say speak the following and in Celestial. The soul wants to be released, so let it be released. Force, force, force. Underneath that, in Celestial, it says, when next to the body, speak the following. The soul wants to be returned, so let it be returned. Force, force, force. And there is a ritual circle underneath it. The second text, a sealing ritual from the Book of Summoning.
Feeling.
One concentrating of mind and spirit, release all doubt, all fears, all frustrations. Cast a circle of salt on ground soaked in holy fire. Connect with the gods, allow their power to flow. Release the power of the circle, project the circle towards evil, seal it away. Again, speak the following in Celestial. O great spirit, I call on thee. Grant me strength, cast your power upon this circle, seal away evil. The last two texts of the Book of Summoning look to be summoning spells. One is of summoning a solar, and one is of summoning the Raven Queen.
Solar, you said?
Yes, summoning a solar.
What is a solar?
Make a religion check. You have very faint knowledge of what a solar is, but from what you remember, which seems like ages ago at this point, they are basically the right hand to the gods, archangels, if you will, in layman's terms.
Interesting. Okay.
Dealing high and radiant damage.
Oh. Godlike beings.
Ace, you hear a voice in your head when you come across the text about summoning the Raven Queen. Ah, how interesting.
Did you know you could be summoned like this?
There are ways that mortals have tried to summon and commune with those of celestial and darker natures.
Would this help you come here yourself?
This is one of the very many ways in which I could traverse the plains from my own, without much effort. Usually those of a clerical nature could also bring me forth.
I'll keep this in mind.
Do you guys have any other questions for the group now that you are in what seems to be a rather safe area where you can't be eavesdropped on?
Eavesdropped. Do you suppose there are spies about?
And Io speaks up. When dealing with either the divine or the corrupt, there's always the potential for spies.
Yes, the corrupt spy a lot.
Malachi,
What?
I think I have found a solution to Midnight's issue.
On.
What do you mean on? On a pizza. Here.
Continue.
I hold up the spell about returning a soul. It's here.
I read the spell, or
Which spell are you talking about?
Oh, I
go
think it
ahead.
was the second one. Sorry, I don't have them up in front of me.
Summoning a solar?
No. The one that forces a soul back.
I don't think I gave you one of those.
It was the way it was worded. My point is, I think I can use it. Let me see. You sent those to me somewhere, right? I'm
It's
sorry.
in the resources tab of Discord. The
Thank you.
resources.
Gotcha.
Banishment, sealing, and 2 summoning. So unless of course you're referring to something older.
No, it was one of the ones you just gave me. I'm just trying. The soul wants to be returned. So it's the banishment of evil, book of summoning.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I can probably adjust this to make it work.
Oh,
To return.
my dear.
No.
My... You are so innocent, but I'm afraid this magic is rather tough to understand. If you mess with any of the wording, it may not go off at all, or it may do something that you were not intending for it to do.
I suppose it is much older magic than I'm used to dealing with.
This is the magic that existed before there was magic.
I will keep looking.
Are there any other questions or curiosities?
Get one answer and 2 more questions spring up. Be happy when I can bury this sword into this damn dragon's neck.
Makarov speaks up. Yes. What can you tell us about this dragon? It has all but left us alone.
Anything, it was probably spying on you and seeing exactly what it needed to direct the other evils that were doing their attacks.
Likes to kick you when you're down.
I am not familiar with dragons. Do they generally work with evil?
Ken?
I mean, certain dragons can tend to be evil, so I guess in a sense, I mean, to work alongside demons, I don't recall. They kind of just keep to themselves and like to eat and hoard.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Do we have to worry about an attack from demons and dragons now.
Just to always be wary of whatever may come.
Yeah, I would say just always be wary, but if he flew over once and seen what was going on here, and you haven't seen him since, maybe he's afraid of what's going on here, so he won't come here. Maybe.
Aye, yes, that's what we're hoping. But what if he's just building up a force?
Seems like a lot of
Uh,
effort put forth for a creature that prefers to just sit on its hoard and eat.
I mean, it does also like cold environments, and if it can't control the temperature here, that might be one more reason why it's staying away.
Well,
It is an ice dragon.
that would be my doing. I I have the ability to control the weather around here, so I have been. It's Elrin speaking.
So you've been keeping it warmer here?
I've been doing my best to make sure that the weather didn't change drastically for us.
Um, how much?
Appreciate it.
How do I say this correctly? Has it been getting harder as the days pass to control the temperature?
No, since the magic's pretty powerful, but there is a larger temperature shift outside of the range of my uh, weather control abilities.
I just wasn't there. That would be the dragon, and I just wasn't sure if that force was getting more powerful as the days goes on. That's what I was trying to ask. It just came out the wrong way. But you said no, it hasn't. So, because you're a pretty powerful spell. But how long have you been controlling the weather? For like the
I've
last
been
week or the
controlling the
whole
weather
like?
for ah just over a month or so.
So since we left.
Yes, it's been a simple task for me, but it is a rather high level ability.
So, hmm. So it's either something we did out there in the ruins when we first stepped into one of those temples, or something else is bringing all this destruction down. Does anybody else have any theories?
No. All this is making my head spin. Malachi's like seeing the stars a little bit.
Yeah, like the planets around the head.
Right.
Oh, well, I have a theory.
Who?
What if this cryovein and this Saya are being controlled or manipulated or ordered by and commanded by the same being?
To do that, you'd have to be something like a god, right?
like these texts that you guys just happened to find in a temple devoted to the celestial dragon. And yet these texts are all focused on summoning and banishment and Asmodeus.
You
Does
think
that mean
they're
it's a
just
celestial?
puppets, and there's a bigger mastermind?
There could be. Or it just might
They're
be coincidental. Dragons generally don't like working with anybody else.
But unless he's being controlled.
Yeah, or there's something in it for them.
Oh, he also has a couple of our friends with him too that seem like they're being controlled too. 'Cause,
Well, now that's
you know,
interesting. Dragons don't collect live humanoids unless they plan on eating them later.
this one seems to have a personal vendetta against us.
what if he already ate them? Would they still stay as servants? Like,
No, when they get eaten, they get eaten.
I wasn't sure if they would come back as like a spirit or something.
Only a strong necromancer could do that.
He didn't encounter a necromancer.
Oh? You've had quite the journeys.
You know, they encountered quite a bit of things. Three giant gnomes that we had to help them unlock their treasure, which that was kind of confusing to me. I don't know if anybody else understood that at all, but somebody cast a spell on them and turned them to stone, and then we broke the spell and brought them back to life. But we needed to help them get to their treasure, which they ended up giving to us, which was this philosopher's stone, and I stole the ring.
Oh, very pretty and very ancient. You
Do
should
you
look
know
into that.
anything? Can you tell me anything about this philosopher's stone? I've heard it turns like things into gold
The
and
stone
silver.
itself is just a vessel, if you will. You can crack the stone open and get the liquid inside. And that's what gives you the ability, or that is what is consumed when you would turn something into something else. Say, iron to silver or lead to gold. You can also mix, well, I've never encountered one, so I don't know if this part is true. But you could mix this liquid into a potion, any healing potion, and it turns into something that could bring back the dead.
That's very interesting.
As long as the soul is willing, that is. But that one's more of a legend than it is of my own experience, since I've never encountered one of these stones.
But I'll have to crack it open to and add the fluid inside to a healing potion.
That is
Hmm.
what I have heard, yes.
Hmm. Well, it seems like my next alchemy project. Whenever I feel like I need to destroy this thing, if not for wealth, then for health. Thank you.
Based on what we're up against, I think we may need them in the future.
As you guys stand around in this sealed treasury room with your old friends and old companions, gathering information, talking about what lies ahead, we're going to end tonight's session there, and we'll pick up there next week. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope that you have as much emotional damage as they all do right now. And we'll see you next week.
Wah, wah. Bye.
Night.
Bum, bum, bum. Night, night.
Right.
Bye.
Lots of info. Gods. Stupid gods. Stupid gods. I stand by that. Stupid gods, indeed.
I suppose when you have eternal life, you've come up with really ridiculous things to do with it.
And seriously,
Nothing better to do.
I'm just gonna futz around with these little creature thingies. Annoying. Anyway.
Good night, guys, and we will see you
Night.
next week.
Yes,
Oh.
take care, everybody.
Bye.
Night, guys.
Good night.